California firefighters stretch to limit as devastating blazes become the norm. Before the ravenous Caldor fire laid siege to South Lake Tahoe, California's top firefighting priority lay just to the north, where the Dixie fire scorched more land than any other single fire in state history. Together, the two behemoths have already blackened more than 1 acres for 1,000 square kilometers along the Sierra Nevada range. And fire season in the American West is just heating up. The climate crisis has helped create extreme fire emergencies, with huge, rapid-moving blazes tearing through a hot, parched landscape at lightning speed. Fires have hopped granite summits firefighters had hoped would slow their spread. Blazes have displayed erratic burn behavior, making their movements hard to predict. The extreme conditions raise fresh questions about the ability of the country's firefighting forces to control an emergency that has grown exponentially bigger year after year. Roughly 27,000 firefighters have been deployed across the West this summer, according to officials. Local crews have received support from federal agencies, firefighters from other states, soldiers, and National Guardsmen. There is no official or expert estimate for how many firefighters are needed, but it is clear their numbers have fallen short. More than 8,200 first responders battled to stop California's Dixie and Caldor fires. They were armed with dozens of helicopters, hundreds of dozers, and a multitude of equipment. While there have been wins and important progress made, neither fire has been contained. Once-in-a-career blazes become routine. For the first time in its history, California's fire agency, Cal Fire, in the 2020 to 2021 fiscal year was on track to spend more than $3 billion fighting wildfires, according to a report from the California Legislative Analyst's Office released last autumn. Since 2012, fire suppression costs in the state have risen sharply each year. With more resources needed to battle the blazes, there have been fewer available for preventing them. Firefighters are seeing the effects of a system under pressure on the ground. Over the last 6 years, the work of fire crews has changed drastically as the frequency, quantity, and size of the fires have gotten worse, according to Tony Martinez, a Cal Fire captain who has worked with the agency for 28 years. Advertisement. Once-in-a-career blazes of years past had become the norm, Martinez said. In the past months, fire crews have been repeatedly reassigned, moving from one fire to the next as new ignitions take place. Difficult decisions have had to be made. Protecting human life is always the top priority, followed by saving structures, and sometimes that has meant ceding acreage in mountains and forests. Firefighting resources are scarce, said Isaac Sanchez, a battalion chief of communications with Cal Fire. But we still have a responsibility to attack the new fire or respond to the new 911 phone call. During last year's record-breaking fire season, when more than 4.2 acres across California burned, Cal Fire reported that the scarcity of fire crews was one of the greatest challenges faced by incident commanders. The lack of crews became a significant operational liability, officials wrote in a siege report on the harrowing year. The mutual aid system in California was stretched to its limits as fires burned up and down the state. The destruction of watersheds, communities, lives, and livelihoods was profound, the report continued. In the short term, air quality across much of the state was abysmal. In some areas, the sun was blotted out by smoke, making midsummer temperatures feel akin to the dead of winter.